Gordon, since the start of the race, he lost the rear brakes and was down for a while. The 21-year-old standout from Orange had a whirlwind of a winner. It started with a test session with Ford and developed into a full-time ride with Jack Rouse. Jerry Garrett has more.
Robbie Gordon was originally number 8 out of 8 drivers invited to test this Lincoln Mercury. So he not only got the ride, he also teamed with Calvin Fish and Lynn St. James to win the 24 Hours of Daytona and this year's 12 Hours of Sebring. With all this success, how much longer is Robbie going to race in the desert, though?
Well, I don't know. That's Ford's decision. I have a year contract with them, and it's really up to them next year if they want me to run stadium or desert or GTO or, something else. So I really can't tell you right now because I don't even know.
Well, Ford has already taken Robbie out of his stadium ride. They say he's too busy to continue there. But will he turn up in kart or NASCAR or maybe even Formula One in the future?
No, that's the first rumor I heard of that. I have heard that, Ford wants to go racing and Roush wants to go racing, but the Gordon part was a rumor. I just started driving on the pavement, and I'm learning something every time I go out, and I don't feel I'm able to run, quite up there in the pack in the GTO class, let alone the IndyCar class.
Well, it does not appear that Robbie Gordon will win today, however. The team is down for a second time. This time it's only a flat, but he is already in 6th place in class.
Back inside now with Larry Ragland. We can see that the course is pretty much clear ahead of him, so he's able to run without the dust. Look at the course markers there that they're paying close attention to. And whoa, there's a vehicle in front of them that's already lost a couple of wheels.
Well, in 2nd place, right behind still, is Roger Mears. And if you've ever worried about these guys being alone in the desert, well, sometimes they have more traffic than they care to think about. Stay with us. We're going to be back with more of this year's Nissan 400. But first, this. With Jerry Garrett, I'm Marty Reed, and this is the Nissan 400 Off-Road Desert Race. And while we've got a chance, let's show you the top 10 after 2 laps. Bob Gordon and Frank Archiero have taken over the lead, Jerry.
Well, these guys led here last year, Marty, until their buggy stalled just about 30 miles from the finish. And eventual winner Ivan Stewart pushed them 20 miles to help. I wouldn't count on that today, though.
They are definitely going to be thumping on each other, it sounds like, by the time this is over. Here's Brian Collins and Bruce Graves. They have moved from 4th to 2nd place.
Passing their buddies, the Herbst brothers, in the process. And here is Troy Herbst, now 3rd, as he was after lap 1 as well. The Herbst boys are all overdue for some good luck.
They certainly have had some bad luck in the past. We've seen them break just miles from the finish. Here is a man who has moved from 6th to 4th, the Iron Man, Ivan Stewart. And boy, has he been on a hot streak in the city of Las Vegas. Although not necessarily at the gaming tables, but rather where Ivan plays best, on the racetrack.
We won the 400 last year in the Gold Coast and the last 2 Mickey Thompson races here. I'm a horrible gambler, Marty, but when it comes to racing, it seems to be my town.
What's the difference? Why?
I don't know. It's normally rough terrain, I think, especially in the desert races, and I kind of lean toward those. The truck handle's very good in the rough. It's built, it dominates in the rough, in fact, and I think that's probably one of the reasons. Much more power, good torque, and a nice light truck.
Well, here is what has happened to our lap 1 leader, Stuart Chase. He's had a wheel break off. He's miles from any help, and he's really going along slow. You can see as Dave Ashley passes him there, he's got a long way to go before he can get some help.
In Class 8, Scott McMillan has now dropped out of the race. Frank Vessels has moved to the front of the class and is now 6th overall.
He has had a flawless race since that early flat tire, has not stopped for anything.
Jerry Penhall and Bud Feldkamp have moved up from 10th to 7th overall.
They are doing very well in that number 107 buggy out there. And behind them, another Class 1-2 buggy, Mark McMillan and Don Keniston, coming into your picture there right now, have moved into the top 10. They are 8th overall. Mark was the overall winner of this race 2 years ago.
2nd in Class 8, and now 9th overall is Chris Minor. And oh, Jerry, he stuffs the nose hard. He may not be 9th overall if he does this many more times.
Typical rock garden surprise there, Marty. 1, 2, 3 gullies, and the 3rd one is the killer. He probably didn't even see it from the way that hood sticks up.
Well, now you know why they have that big frame in front there. Rounding out the top 10 is Jim Greenway and Craig Watkins. They are completing lap number 2 back at the Speedway. So there you have our top 10 here at the Nissan 400.
And not too far out of the top 10 in Class 7, the Unlimited Mini pickup, Roger Mears has gotten back in front of Larry Ragland, but the word is now as he makes his pit stop that he has a problem with the rear end, and the crew is gone under there. That's Tony Alvarez, the co-driver. He is checking to see what the problem is and telling Roger they've got to do some work on the rear end. That's going to take some time.
Well, Larry Ragland is in hot pursuit, and Jerry, do you think he knows that Roger Mears is having trouble?
Well, if he doesn't know already, he'll probably know within a few minutes. I don't want to say these teams spy on each other, but they do have guys out there who keep track of what the other guys are doing. That's their job. Tell me what Mears is doing. And Mears has the same thing. Tell me what Ragland's doing.
Well, right now it looks as though Ragland is approaching some more traffic, so he has got the pedal down and is working his way towards catching and passing Roger Mears. This Class 7 battle has turned into the best on the race course.
So you can see that Larry's already got a broken windshield from some of the rocks out there. That's why I like windshields. Otherwise, that rock would have been right in the cab with the driver and the co-driver. Now, a few miles on up ahead at the Mears pit, the crew is working feverishly. They know Ragland is closing in. Let's get a word with Roger if we can.
Roger, halfway through the race, you're in the lead right now, but a critical pit stop for your guys.
Yeah, it's a rear end seal. Shouldn't take long to fix it. Probably better to fix it now. It's a rough race. It's only halfway through, so probably better take a little bit of time now and fix it.
What kind of pace are you running out there?
I've been running an easy pace. I've been a pre-running pace.
What other problems have you had in the first 2 laps besides this one?
I had a couple flats early on in a rock wash. Ragland got a flat, then I got a flat, and then I got another flat. But this last lap, I didn't have any flats. It worked great.
Does this race come down to who breaks last?
This is a rough one. It very well could be. I'll tell you, it's you got to finish this one. This is a rough son of a gun. Now you forget every year when you go away. You forget how rough it is. Boy, you get back here, it's unbelievable.
We'll let you get back to it. Good luck.
Thank you.
You tell the veterans, Marty, they're the ones that can eat a sandwich during this race. I can't eat. Now, eating into Mears' lead is Larry Ragland. He is coming into the pit area now. He's just minutes away from where Roger Mears sits. That's going to be a helpless feeling for Mears, just sitting there waiting for this guy to track him down.
Well, the arms are in the air from the crew members. That signifies they're ready to go, and Roger Mears is pulling back out onto the course. But the question is, how much of a lead has he retained over Larry Ragland? We may get our answer very, very soon, because word is Ragland is breathing down the same straightaway.
As a matter of fact, here he comes. He is less than 2 minutes behind at this point. Closest race on the track.
Well, don't go away. We're going to have more from the Nissan 400 from Las Ventas. Rod Hall is dishing out the port co-driver, Jim Fricker.
I don't know how Fricker has survived as long as he has as a co-driver. That's some kind of longevity record. Rod is really driving hard right now. He's told his crew he does not want to fall back into a duel with second-place man Steve Kelly, but Kelly is closing in on him.
Yeah, the reason he's got to push, because there is second place. Steve Kelly has cut the margin from 30 minutes to just 4.
So it's a pretty good battle shaping up out here. The surprise of the Class 8 battle so far, the Sage Council Racing Team entry of Mel Vaughn. He was 6th after lap 1. He's now running 2nd to Frank Vessels. Attrition has had something to do with that, but speed has had a lot to do with it.
Running in 3rd in Class 8 is Brian Stewart, the 26-year-old son of the Ironman. Now, he moved up from Class 6 last year to take over for the now-departed Steve McEachern. He finished 3rd at Parker and talked about race instructions given by team owner Walker Evans.
Okay, well, basically, Walker goes out and runs a real hard pace. I'm the second truck, so I'm going to just take and run 4 conservative laps and see how we end up. We did Parker real well, so I'm off to a really good start points-wise, so I'm going to keep it up, finish every race.
And that's the key, just to finish every race and learn the truck.
Exactly, that's it. That's why I'm out there, to finish every race.
When in addition to learning, Brian's going to stack up a lot of points if he can just finish every race, and he should be in the championship hunt if he can do that.
A couple of years ago, Dave Schopp won a championship by literally finishing every race, so it does pay off.